Greetings, my friends. I am Mindy Odlin with a question for you on this What If Wednesday. Have you ever been maybe driving down the road, you got the radio on, and there's something in your mind that you're just like grappling with, the questions you've sent to the universe, those moments when you said, God, give me a sign, and suddenly there is on the radio the perfect message, the perfect song, the perfect thing at the perfect time that has you kind of wake up and tune in and say, that is the answer I have been waiting for. We're going to play with this idea today for What If Wednesday. What if those times, those moments, what if it's not a coincidence? What if we literally can put a question out into the ethers and listen and see and watch for the signs that guide us into our next inspired action? So I just came back from a very fabulous long road trip from upper New York down to Asheville, North Carolina. I drove because I love the car time. I love that time to ask questions. And sometimes I just turn off the radio and I just allow my mind to work on things that, ask the questions that I have, look for the guidance. And sometimes I turn on the radio. And sometimes when I turn on the radio, I find that certain songs, certain messages just kind of go. Have you ever had that happen? So that's what today is about. And before I get into just sharing some of my experiences and offering a challenge for you this week, I'd love to hear from you. What are the songs that when you hear them, it activates something in you? It wakes you up in a way where you are not just listening to a song on the radio. Do you know what I mean? So you're not just listening to a song on the radio. You are actually allowing a higher wisdom to enter into your consciousness. Does that make sense? All right. It may sound kind of crazy, but I will share my experience of this. The first time I recognized this happening, I was leading a spiritual community, a unity community down in Wimberley, Texas. I was definitely swallowed up in imposter syndrome because I was learning so much so fast. And as part of that, I was taking tons and tons of classes. One of those classes was in Austin at Unity of the Hills. Shout out to my wonderful family in Austin, Texas, and to my family in Wimberley, Texas. I love you all. Oh, you've been a huge part of my spiritual development, my spiritual growth. So as I was leading in Wimberley, I was learning in Austin, and I went to a class, and it was a required class for what I was doing, and it was about Jesus. I don't even remember what the name of the class was, but it was a Jesus class at a time where, as I'm leading this community, we tie in all faith traditions, but heavy emphasis on Christianity and the Bible and Jesus. And I was learning a lot. So as I went into this class, I didn't have a lot of background, and I didn't really have anything that really felt like it was personal, like this relationship with Jesus was kind of it seemed kind of like an out there kind of thing for me at that time. So I took this class, and one of the things that happened in this class, we did these amazing meditations. I think I've shared some of these stories before because it was a powerful class for me. And I remember the first day on the way home, I had this hour-long drive from Austin to Wimberley where I was processing what had happened in that class. And as I was doing that, I had the radio on. It's about a 45-minute drive. Radio was on, and I'm kind of flipping through the channels. And I think the first song I landed on was the song Sister Golden Hair. Do you know that song? Well, I keep on thinking about you, Sister Golden Hair, surprise. And to me, it was like when I landed on it, it felt like we had just done this meditation where we were receiving, if you could have Jesus talk to you, what would it be? And it was like this song. It was like a serenade, because here I am, this young, long hair, blonde haired minister getting started, and Sister Golden Hair came on, and it was like a love song. It was like an invocation, like a I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one poor correspondent. I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. You know that song? So that came on, and I'm like listening to it, and I'm like, I'm like crying, like feeling this connection, feeling this powerful spiritual energy. And then when it's over, it goes to commercial. And so I flipped to the next channel, and it came on with a country station. And I don't remember the song. It was a popular song. It was an older song, but it was a popular song at the time. And it was just so like, I love you for who you are. It was like that kind of song. And then I flipped the station again after that song was done. And I came on to another station and another song. And it was like boom, to boom, to boom, to boom. It was like everything was speaking to me, saying that you have this ability to connect with enlightened teachers from throughout history. I just felt this personal connection to that Christ energy that I had never felt before. It was really, really cool. And ever since then, I have paid attention to those moments where there's a song on the radio or there's something that happens, or a billboard, maybe you've had that happen. And the question that I've been answering, or the thing that I'm trying to step into, trying to elevate my consciousness into, is like the answer just shows up. I had this happen again after a friend of mine passed. And I remember holding her hand as she made her transition. And then as I left the hospital and was driving home again from Austin to Wimberley, I had this hour-long drive, and every song on the radio was like it was sent to me from my friend who had just transitioned. It was like she was telling me, I'm okay. I'm happy. I am like right in this energy of allness, and it is awesome. And that was what showed up for me on the radio. Does that ever happen for you? Have you ever had those types of moments? I would love to hear about them. In fact, my challenge for you this week in our What If Up community is to share some of those moments. So maybe you've had it. Maybe it's been you've asked the universe for a sign, and then boom, there it is on a billboard, or there's a sign, or something happens, and that is the sign that I was looking for. Or maybe it's like me, where there's actually a message in the music and you've scanned along. And I'd love to hear the songs that inspire you, the songs that I have certain songs now that have been there in those moments. And now every time they show up, every time those songs show up, the one that was there for my friend as she transitioned, every time I hear them now on the radio, it is like she's with me. It's like she's checking in on me. So do you have those types of experiences? Do they lift you up? Do they give you a sense of purpose, a sense of guidance, a sense of connection with something greater than yourself? I would love to hear from it. So I'm going to challenge you to, if it's something that's like short, like, hey, this song uplifts me, you can post that in there. But if you've got a story, I would love to hear it. So in our Facebook community for the What If Up Club, just hit the Facebook Live button and share your story. And let's see what comes up. I'm guessing there's a lot of inspiration out there. So that's the challenge. If you're not in our What If Up Club, it's easy to join. It's free to join, whatifup.org. And we have an amazing community of incredible people who are spirit-led, who are open to receiving divine ideas, and who are generous in sharing support and encouragement for others in our community. So it's a great place to be. So I just got back from my multi-day road trip. I was out for about a week in Asheville. I'll share some pictures with you on social today. I'm still getting caught up a little bit, but I can tell you I had some amazing light bulb moments, especially on the ride home as I'm sitting in silence for a bit, listening to the radio for a bit. I'm still processing those, but I tell you, the song that kept showing up for me over and over and over and over and over again was this song called Unstoppable. I'm unstoppable today. So I just got to put it out there that there is some unstoppable energy happening in our community right now. And it is just continuing to grow and expand and build momentum. So if you have a goal, a dream, a vision, something that you want to create, maybe you have a transition you're going through and you're trying to figure out what that next step is, this is a great time to get on board and join our community. Whatifup.org is where we're hanging out. Love to connect with you. Love to hear from you. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our community and contemplating what if those signs out there, what if it's not a coincidence? What if those moments that seem like serendipity are really tapping at something that is greater, than just this physical experience? What if there is something that is unifying, something that is a higher purpose? And what if we have the ability to plug into that anytime we consciously choose to do that? So that's the possibility. I hope you have a great week. It's great to be back. It's great to connect with you again. Look forward to seeing you in the community and be back next week. So remember, What If Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time every week, right here for you in the What If Up Club. Bye, everybody.